What do you feel like is, I guess, like on the dating side of things, like what do you feel like is, so just for context, a lot of guys in the group, they're in a place where either they just got over a breakup or maybe they like can tell that their girl's like losing attraction to them and they
Yeah.
want to learn how to just be more confident, have more attraction from women, get women to chase. What do you feel like is the top fair maiden strategy to get as many fair maidens in your life as possible?
Boy, oh boy. Well, first, let's take this from the top. So, first things first, you need an outreach strategy. Let's look at this like it's a business. We need to be cold outreaching. We need to be warm outreaching. We need to be marketing ourselves. We need to be the guy. We need to get ourselves out into the world. Girls need to know you exist. Girls need to meet you. Girls need to become attracted to you. You have to cast this wide net. After that, you'll have girls that come into that net. You'll probably end up, if you're doing this well, I mean, I think outreach should be an everyday thing. You see a girl you like in the street, in the gym, you just say hello, you introduce yourself, you become friends, you start messaging. You start getting some plates spinning, and you organize dates, figure out your sort of rankings, who do you want to keep around, having a good time together. And just doing that, just having this consistent flow of fair maidens that you're going out and finding, that you're rescuing on a daily basis. Because remember, boys, they want to be rescued. There's girls literally walking through their lives that are like, I just wish some fucking decent guy would walk up to me and just sweep me off my feet today.
Yeah.
You're going to be that man every single day, and you're going to start casting that net. So just doing that alone is going to massively increase like your confidence in the way you actually act when you then start going on dates, because you've got the advantage of having multiple options, which is important. This is the way things usually go. Guys find one girl, they take her out on a date, and they're sort of waiting for her to approve of them because they know they haven't got another option. They've been like so scared to just approach this one girl. They've finally done it. They've invested this time. They're like, fuck, I don't want to lose her. She's my only one. So just switching the way that works by constantly approaching, that's going to help you a lot. If you're already in a relationship and you feel like the girl is losing interest, you need to withdraw your attention immediately. You need to withdraw any signs of care or emotion towards this girl. You need to basically completely ignore her, because that's the quickest way to get her running straight back or getting interested in you again. The way to get her interested is not to treat her better, to shower her with more gifts, to take her more places. It's to suddenly focus on your own self-development and tell her you're too busy to see her. You become a better man while she's not seeing you. And then when you come back, she'll be like, oh my God, who is this new guy who doesn't want to see me at all? She'll get competition anxiety. It's all going to go in your favor. So I'd say that's a decent strategy if you're having troubles at the moment. If you've just gone through a breakup, obviously you've been out of the game for a little while, which I understand as well. You're going to be a little bit rusty. It's all going to feel a bit weird. You've just been with one girl for a long time, so you're not used to talking to people again. Now, I would say build your own confidence first. So develop yourself, self-improvement. After this, you just got to start. You just got to get started, boys. The first few you're going to mess up, it's no problem. You've got to remember that this is a very abundant, we've got a huge abundance of fair maidens, and there's not many knights. There's no modern day knights. Like there's only a few, maybe 1 in 100 men is a modern day knight that can really sweep a girl off her feet. So as long as you become that man, you will have no problem. In all the fair maidens.
Yeah, man. No, dude, that's like, I think, like when you were saying to like pull back, a lot of guys hear that and they're like, oh, but like then she'll just come back to like the same guy or whatever. It's just temporary. And that's where like the key is, you have to follow through. Like you have to be doing something with that attention you pull away. Because the thing is, and this is something that I'll talk to my clients about, like we have like non-sexual attention. Like that's what like the women they value that. Right. And when she gets all of it, she knows your time isn't going towards anything else. Like when you give all your time to this woman, she knows, okay, well, I have him, so that's good. But as you continue to give all your time to her, like the value of that time goes down because you're not as effective. You're not as much of a man. You're not getting as much done. And so when you're giving all that time, like when you pull it away, you have to be able to like put that towards something else. And that's why pulling away works. Like it doesn't, I mean, it might work in the short term. Like she might be like, oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? But if she like catches you like eating pizza and being a fucking loser, then like she's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, he's not doing anything with his fucking time. And so that's the really critical part, is like you have to put something, whatever it is, like a purpose, a greater, like this greater purpose above her in the relationship. And actually, another thing that I think I would add is, when you're struggling with a girl right now, start looking for ways she's disrespecting you, and like just don't stand for it. You don't have to like cause a giant fight and like yell at her or something, but when a girl disrespects you, just call it out as disrespect and tell her you will not tolerate it. Because that's the quickest way to get her to be like, oh shit, like he's the man again, like he's in charge. Is just, hey, that was disrespectful. I won't tolerate that. Like, I understand why you're upset. I get it, because I said I'd do this and I didn't, but don't disrespect me. And as long as you do that, like I've done that with my girl, and like she'll just be like, she'll still be upset because, you know, maybe I did fuck something up, or I was kind of rude or whatever, but she'll still apologize. And so that kind of establishes that, it like reestablishes the dynamic that needs to be there. It's like when you do kind of.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think you can't be taking shit. You got to run life by your own rules, and she gets to be a part of that, and that's awesome, as long as you treat her very well. I would recommend you become so busy that you barely have time for her, that you barely can spend any time with her. Maybe she gets to see you once a week, maybe she gets to see you twice a week, but make sure you've barely got enough time. Just be busy doing other stuff yourself. What you want to do, and this is how I use relationships, I use them as my downtime. So I will make sure I'm super busy through the week, getting loads of stuff done, making money. And then when it comes to the final bit of downtime, I can actually relax and enjoy myself in the company of the feminine, in the company of a woman. She helps refresh me, rejuvenate me for another week at work. And I couldn't be around her all week because I was too busy. So I feel accomplished. I feel like I've got a lot done myself. I'm happy to have that time with her. And then in return, I'll make that time amazing. We go and do awesome stuff. We go and have a really good time together. But you've got to make sure it's not too regularly, because like you said earlier, she knows she's the only person you're seeing all the time. She's like, well, this isn't the kind of man I want, because the kind of man I want would be out there getting it daily. Yeah. And you're in here in the cinema with me, or in the restaurant with me, just following me around. So it's like, you can't be doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think, to add on to that, like something that you really want to make sure you do is, when you are dating this girl, especially if even if things are getting like more serious, make sure that you're fully, because this is why women want to spend more time with you. Women want to spend like a ton more time with you. Like, oh, I miss you, I never get to see you. They'll start to say things like that when you're not fully present when you see her. Like, if you can make an hour with you better than 20 hours with some schmuck, like that's really what you want to do. Like, my goal is for an hour or two at the end of the day, when I don't have plans with friends or whatever, I see my girl that lives here, and I see her and I spend time with her. I'm just fully focused on her, right? Like, I'm fully focused on just like spending my time with her, being fully present, and like flirting and having a good time, and like treating her well. And then outside of that, it's like I'm focused on my laptop usually, or like I'm at the gym and I'm focused.
Yeah, I agree. That's very important, because otherwise you spend a lot of time with a girl and you're not actually pleasing her in any of that time. You're actually still making her feel like she's not with you. Mm-hmm. And so it's better, like you said, to have the concentrated time together that's positive, compared to that longer amount of time where you're not actually doing that much together.